Maybe even an aero bike I think would be really cool. Like a time trial bike would be really cool for commuting. Not comfortable, but fast, you know? And for me, it's kind of like, if I can cut down my commute to half, from an hour to half an hour, then I don't care, right? I just absolutely don't care at all. Like, I'll take the bike all the time. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. And with that said, it's like, if I'm at a point where, you know, I can race, you know, because I'm looking for my midlife crisis project too, right? And the Corvette's too expensive. The 24-year-old chick with the daddy issues, way too expensive. You know, can't afford a speedboat. That's too expensive. Can't get a drag bike because all the stuff you need, or a dragster, again, too expensive. A track bike, motorbike track bike, like, you know, a MotoGP type bike, way too expensive. Like, I just don't make the kind of money to be able to do that a lot. Now, a kayak, I had a kayak, I should have kept it, but I got my kayak, rid of my kayaks, thinking I was going to get smaller kayaks, which I haven't gotten yet. But that's achievable. You know, even if I have to achieve it through the credit card. But for this year, I'm not gonna do it. But I can do things like skiing, which I already have my skis. Golfing, I already have a full set of golf clubs. So I can do those kind of things. Cycling, I could do daily because, and my skateboard I can do daily because I have them, right? So yeah, maybe I get another kayak for next year and a nice canoe, like a lifetime canoe. But I have to have a place to store it so that it's safe and not just sitting in the sun deteriorating, right? But you need a vehicle, which I will have another vehicle at some point. You know, like the first time your vehicle breaks down on you and you have no vehicle for like a couple of months, it's pretty demoralizing. Like it almost sets in a light depression, you know what I mean? Like, just, life just sucks so much. But then you adapt. It's like, it is what it is. The second time it's like, okay, oh, well, I've been through this before. I know what to, you know, no use worrying about it or thinking about it too much. Because if you're just sitting there, oh, I can't wait to get a vehicle, can't wait to get a vehicle, can't wait. You just ignore everything else and you're just depressed all the time, right? Where it's like, okay, the vehicle's broken down, so maybe I'll do this instead. And cycling has brought a lot of things back to my life that I used to have. Such as, my legs are getting more powerful. You know, that's kind of cool. I have a weird anomaly of my reputation around the town now, and in neighboring towns, when people see me on the bike, like, that guy never misses a day of work. He bikes in from Danford. They're like, oh my God. You know, it's not the biggest deal, but, you know, it's like around here, people don't do that, right? Like, city people do that because they're up here on vacation. They're not going to and from work, they're just having leisure time, right? But, you're at the cottage. But like, people like me, you know, when you gotta work, you know, all day with chainsaws and whippersnippers and stuff like that, look at the traffic on the road here. They're dusting me out, holy jeez. That never happens. It's not a long weekend, I don't think. I think next weekend is the family weekend, so. But I'm getting choked out here. Big time. Holy jeez, it's a lot of dust. But what I was getting at is, like, people are like, wow, that guy just, what a character. And, you know, people see me biking in the rain and stuff like that, and big, you know, log trucks just flying by me, splashing the shit out of me. And they're like, but I take it with stride, you know, like, it's like, I'm not bitching and whining about it. I laugh about it. Everybody is like, the fact that he could have a good sense of humor about it, you know what I mean? Because the joke is kind of on them, because it's like, this is actually quite enjoyable. My only gripe is that I wish I had a better bike. You know what I mean? So what does that tell you? It tells you I'm going to keep, you know, like, I'm going to keep on keeping on. Like, I seen this video of this guy, 72 years old, took up biking again. And it's like, he's got the right idea. you know? And all us old guys will say the same thing. Like, I hadn't biked really seriously since I was in my 20s, right? And now I'm kind of getting that kind of rebellious 20. It's not quite as stupid as I was in my 20s. I'm still stupid, but not as stupid, right? Like, I will question some of my decisions before I make them. You just go like completely full head on into them, right? So there's stuff like that. But the point I'm making is that it's a good thing to get into, and it's something that's very sustainable to do. No matter what age bracket you're in, if you're really overweight and you haven't cycled in a long time, you're going to hurt the first month you do it, just because you're going to be using muscles you haven't used in a long time. You know what I mean? And you're way heavier. So what I'd recommend is fit first. Go get fitted for a bike so it's as comfortable as it could possibly be for you, so that you're more likely to stick with it. And I'm going to go, rather than carrying my bike over the fence, I'm just going to go like this. I don't know if this is going to be a shortcut or not, because I got to come back out here anyway, but I have to lift it over the high part of the fence, which is good exercise, but for me it's kind of unnecessary. I have to run over a couple of pine trees there. Hope my clients don't mind. So anyway, yeah, so if you're a bit overweight and you're older, you know, don't try to rehatch your glory days per se, but go get something really comfortable that fits you. Figure out what you need. Go to a bike shop, you know, pay that extra $150 or $300 to get a professional fit. Now, if you're not racing, you don't have to go for the full fit, but just enough so that you get a bike that you know is going to fit you. Whatever your price range is. Price range is not the issue, it's the fit. A cheap bike that weighs like 48 pounds like this thing, but fits you perfectly, is going to be a much more enjoyable bike. A groundhog, see, I'm going to chase him down. Oh, you little bughead. There's groundhogs here too. Where the hell? I never ever saw a groundhog here, ever. Ever. I'm telling you guys. Where's the little bugger? I saw his fat little butt running in there. I'll get you. Well, I'm involved in a major groundhog war right now. I think I'm groundhog number 4 or 5 this year that I caught. And I just catch them and release them. Maybe that's what other people are doing, is they're releasing them here, and there's like, but this place never had groundhogs, ever. And I've worked here off and on for probably a better part of a decade. And they never, ever, ever had that. That's crazy. You can't trust a groundhog. Huh. That is so crazy. But yeah, just so there's an extra 5 pounds in there with those things today. Kind of awkward, to tell you the truth. Not too bad, they stayed in the bag. But as I was saying, yeah, go get fitted for a bike so that you know it fits you. Go at it easy. You know, think long term, go at it easy. Start maybe 1 day a week, whatever. You don't have to, like, I'm only cycling to work because I have to, right? But like this I would actually cycle for fun. You know, the one out in Kaz, after a hard day's work, that one's a bit much for me. You know, like, it's not the cycling, it's the 4.5 hours, 5 hours of work in between of, you know, in a hot sun. That gets me. In the fall time, it doesn't matter. I'll cycle for like 12 hours straight because, you know, I'm a man of the cool air. You know what I mean? Like, I could, like, in cool air, I move like 5 times faster. You know, hot air. See, that didn't really grow that much here. And hot air, well, yeah, it might be full of hot air, but in hot air, I don't move as fast. So anyway, that's kind of my advice is, you know, get back into it, but ease into it. Maybe go for a hybrid instead of a road bike. Stay away from the heavy mountain bike stuff. You're not going to go anywhere on a mountain bike. They're like, a lightweight mountain bike is like 45 pounds. You know what I mean? I'd rather see you on a 29-pound hybrid that you're going to ride all the time because it's light enough to pedal it around and not, you know, on all those hills, right? The hybrid is really probably the best all-around bike for us people over the age of 50. But I'm still pretty fit for my age, to the point where, like, I'm holding at around between 167 and 171. But the thing is, I went down, okay, let me explain this to you. Okay, yes, the Pepsi thing is bad. That's my only real bad habit that I have, is too much Pepsi. I usually drink 2 of them a day. In the wintertime, I try to get down to 1 a day, to 1 a week. But, okay, 2-liter bottles a pop, okay? Hopefully my camera won't cut off before I can finish this. I was drinking that for probably 20 years of my life. 1 of those a day, sometimes even a little bit more. A 2-liter bottle pop. It was at 185. Okay, that's what I weighed, 185 pounds. And I stayed that weight. I quit for 6 months, just cold turkey quit, around the time I got my motorbike. And I quit, and I went down to 154. That's how much weight I lost in 6 months. Not changing anything else, just getting rid of the sugar. And then I started again, right? But I don't drink 2-liter. I won't buy a 2-liter because I won't ration it. I'll just drink it all, right? If it's there, you'll drink it all. If you have a pack of smokes, you smoke it all, right? You won't just smoke 3 cigarettes a day. If there's 3 cigarettes there a day, you'll smoke that, no more. But the pack is there and you always know where the pack is, you'll go get it, right? That's what's called addiction, right? So anyway, I also started working out when I was at 154, okay? And then I lost a whole bunch of weight because that was all the fat going away, right? And then I started working out. So then I ended up about 160, 165, something like that.